Hi, and welcome to another episode of Kate Blanchett. Being bi is not really a big deal, but I think now she'll sleep with me.
In 5D? What? Why would she do that?
I was too stunned to even say the opening. What?
So
What's happening?
I just kind of wanted to go.
No, like, I don't even know what's the backstory. I don't know what's happening.
All right. So the backstory is that.
Yeah, to us that was just a statement you said, like randomly.
Hold on 1 second. Something is kind of weird here.
Yeah, you made a statement that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, you're scaring everybody. That's what's happening.
Yeah, dude, you're just like suddenly got like lost in thought.
No.
Is being American
I'm
hurting you
actually
that hard?
I'm having an audio issue here where I'm hearing everything echoed really bad, and I don't know if it's me or one of you guys.
You know what it probably is that you have the stream open because you're a tool.
So apparently,
Yeah, because I can't hear it either. You're insane.
yeah.
In other words, go to the website that's for Twitch and
All right,
close
hold
it.
on. Give me 1 second.
You silly little bitch.
Alright, well, while he does whatever the fuck he's doing, I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the show.
Go ahead.
Do
I
it.
just have to deal with the lack of that, but, I'm Figbird, also known as Steven. With me today is going to be, of course, Devin, also Bonsai161.
Woo!
Hello, man. Yeah, there it is, with a fist and everything.
That's right.
And on top of that, we have Eduardo, or Eddie as we usually call him. He's also Archangel of Light. He's that other one that I'm pointing at in some direction.
Down and then over, and then over. There you go.
Yeah, I pointed at him.
He's
And for
over
anybody
there.
who aren't any of you who are not watching this live on the Twitch where we do the recordings, I do recommend coming in if you got a chance. It's Wednesdays at 7 o'clock.
Yay!
All that being said, let's just jump right into a little bit of stuff that I wanted to kind of rapid fire out from the last week.
Rapid fire!
I think one of the more noteworthy things that I kind of like and also don't know what's going on there is the fact that Nintendo is actually looking to remove region locks on their games.
I saw this.
And that's, to me, is kind of fucking awesome because that is the biggest pain in the ass when it comes to Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
But they also said that they wouldn't be able to do it on current consoles. It would only be on their next one. So whatever their next platform is, will hopefully, if all things go right, not have any region locking for the games, which means that I can play all of them.
You know, I had the same pattern with the Wii, but I'm just now starting to consider buying a Wii U. I waited until like 2 or 3 years after the Wii was out before I was even like, maybe. And now, the Wii U's been out for, what, 2, almost 3 years at this point.
It's about a year and a half, I believe.
Is it? No, because it came out before the Xbox One and the PS4.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Point is.
I'm just now getting that feeling. It's just funny.
The thing about the Wii and like the Wii U and things like that, like it's the same thing I've always been saying when it comes to that system. Like I look at it and go, it's the only one that has any real value for me because it's the games that I can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
That's literally what I look at. It's like, okay, I like Nintendo stuff in some cases, but let me tell you, man, this is that time where like, yeah. However,
That time where, like, yeah, you heard it here,
like,
folks.
yeah. But at the end of the day, like I think that the idea with region locking being removed is kind of a cool thing. Although again, it probably won't be till the next console, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Well, fair enough.
I mean, do you feel any better about that or whatever?
No.
Cool. I just want to make sure.
I mean, my Wii is my, like, party game box, Like, that's when people want to come over and drink. We drink and we play the Wii, or it streams movies in my bedroom. Like, that's all that thing does. I want the Wii U because, again, there's a couple of interesting little party games I'd like to try out on it. Maybe a single-player game or two, but it's... I don't really care. Most of the games I see come out for it, I'm not like, no, it's only out in Japan. No, it's fine.
See, for me, I feel really lonely playing the Wii by myself.
Bonsai, you're way louder than the other two? Okay, I'll look at it.
That's what it is.
Well, that's not what it is.
That's not what it is.
Well, for me, that's what it is. Like,
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I
I get
bought
you
a
now. We're
Wii.
cooking with gas here. That should be better. Thank you for letting us know.
I bought a Wii, and unless there's people over, there's really no reason to play it.
Yeah, it's a
Because
party game
otherwise,
box.
it's me sitting here like da-da-da, and if I'm going to play with myself, there are very different things that I'll be doing.
Right?
Yeah?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It
Nonetheless,
involves
I'm kind of
lotion and
excited to see
screaming.
region locks being taken out because there's a lot of games in the Japan like region lock thing that kind of I would love to play. Only
Yeah,
more recently,
if there's
I-
games for you, it's super awesome, and I do agree. It probably should have been done a long time ago. Just for me personally,
right.
But yeah, so like I have to ask though, what is out over there that you can't get here?
The biggest ones would be things like certain versions of Monster Hunter have been over there.
Oh, see, I was actually just telling somebody today how much I've always wanted to play those, and I just never have.
Right. It's one of those game series that I'd like to check out. I just never had the console for it, personally. And the original ones, I believe, were region locked over there for a long time.
Well,
I think certain versions, or maybe the portable version of Ni no Kuni, I believe it said.
Oh yeah, Curse of the White Witch.
Like one. Yeah. That one's over there. I mean, there's a bunch of just random games, and I don't know the list off the top of my head, but I know that there are region lock games that I would love to check out.
Fair enough.
Another good example of this is actually one of the games I'll be playing on the Metagame Network later on in the week, which is Final Fantasy V. The original was never released in the Americas.
True.
So, I mean, there's games that have come out over the years for Nintendo that I'd like to play. Now I can actually play them, and own them.
Well,
so that to me is kind of exciting.
I'm sorry if I missed it, but are they going to re-release stuff then? Now that it's not.
I'm not certain of the details in that regard, but again, they're trying to remove the region locks for the next console, so there won't be a problem like that at all. I don't know if they'll be doing localization for those games, but it would mean that you could play a Japanese version of the game on your computer or on your console, regardless of whether or not you're there or not. So, I mean, that at the very least sounds pretty cool.
The Japanese versions have 3 times more seizures.
Probably.
Nice.
All right,
So
next
also-
rapid fire. This has been unrapid.
Right, you guys made it longer. The next thing
You're
is
welcome.
actually a couple bits for Ubisoft, right? So,
Oh,
first and
Ubi.
foremost, I think I want to talk about the fact that they're pushing. a
Don't
couple
say
games.
it. If you
They're
say it, it
pushing-
makes it true.
They're pushing 2 different games back. One of them, I believe, is the Rainbow Six game, and the other one is the Division, which is the only game that they've got coming on the list that I have any intention of
Yep.
wanting. Right?
Yep.
And to me, it's like, so this game was originally supposed to come out like early last year, I think. They pushed it to the
2014.
end- Yeah, they pushed it to the end of last year, and then they pushed it from the end of last year to the end of this year, and now they're pushing it, forward one more year. Now, I kind of have a twofold thought on this, right? Part of me is like, that's kind of cool. It means maybe the game will be finished this time, right?
Yeah, right.
The other part of me is like, but why is it taking you guys so fucking long? Why did you even announce that you were doing this game?
Yeah,
yet?
why did you announce it if it was this far off? Like, you did not
Right.
foresee there would be any problems? Really? You're a major company.
The sad truth of this is that the game will probably have more of a failure than it would have otherwise because the hype is disappearing.
Yep.
Like that's the bottom line. When you say, "Oh, this game's gonna come out, it's gonna be great," "Oh, yeah, this game's coming out, it's gonna be great," and then it doesn't release, like who's gonna unless it's a hardcore fan, you're losing audience.
Yep.
And that to me is a sad thing.
It's breaking my heart, man. It's breaking my heart.
Don't go breaking my heart.
I really don't want it to turn into a Duke Nukem game, and I'm just like, oh god, why?
Right.
I'm already like even I'm huge. I really wanted to play it, and I'm just like, I don't really care anymore.
Right,
I've lost my
definitely
interest.
lost some interest. When it comes out, we'll see where it's at. But I mean, at this point, my biggest
It's gonna have to
thing-
be pretty great to make me give a shit at this point.
And so, I mean, but to the other point, though, like, the game at least might be finished, which is a good thing. Which is kind of funny because it kind of leads into the next pit of what I want to talk about with Ubisoft, which is the fact that as part of the promotion for the new Assassin's Creed they're making, Syndicate, I believe it's called, they actually started off like a live stream or a video or something like that. I don't exactly know the context of where the video came from, but they started it off with this a bunch of the staff members talking about how they fucked up with Unity. Right?
Really?
They basically like they didn't say it outright like that. They said that it was a sad failure and things like that. They didn't outright say anything like oh yeah we pushed it out or anything when it shouldn't have. They didn't say any official things like that. But what they did say was that it was a black mark on the Assassin's Creed series and it all hit them pretty hard. Sadly, I feel like it was mostly a PR piece of bullshit.
Yeah.
Especially if they've got a new game coming out already or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, at first I was like, it's kind of cool to see a company to actually say something like, yeah, that was a mistake. It came out, buggy, it was problematic, and it hurt us kind of thing. But at the same time, there is no way, and we've said this before, there is no way that you'd be able to see a game like that and say this is finished. No way. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy to say that.
Yeah.
What do you agree, Eddie?
I think what pains me the most is that I don't even feel this is sincere. Like
That's exactly my point.
that's just it. Like, yeah, I did shitty, and you're sorry that it is shitty. But it's like what you tell a kid. You're like, you're not sorry that you did it. You're sorry that you got caught, and you're sorry
Yeah.
there was such a big backlash. So I don't know, man.
Well, so the thing is, from what I know about, which is not much, so don't think this is like some sort of fucking gospel that can has to be followed or whatever. I don't know why I use the word gospel. Whatever, this is the point.
Are you Jesus's?
But I mean, so don't take my words as like 100% truth or whatever. But what I understand about how the
I don't ever.
Don't worry.
what I understand about the way AAA developers and studios like this work is that when you have backers, financiers, or whatever, the people that have invested in the company, and they say get it out this day, you pretty much do that.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on. So to me, this is the developers trying to say like, we really didn't want to do this, but they outright can't say that we were pushed into it or anything like that. So they had to give something because I'm sure the developers are not happy at all. Like the developers have to be absolutely devastated with the game and how it came out. Problem is the sincerity, right? Exactly. You worked on this project and you couldn't finish it, and like you didn't get the time to finish it. Like I mean, I understand budgets and everything, of course, but it's just like that had to like hurt them on a different level. But the developer itself, I don't think is sincere in making that statement. Like that's where it kind of sucks for me, because again, you couldn't look at that game and say it's complete. You just couldn't. And
So
that's kind of the. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, do you think the issue was on the development side or on the QA side?
I actually think it was on neither, but a little bit maybe on the developer or the development side. And the only reason why I say maybe a little bit on the development side is because they had a time frame that they needed to work on, and they couldn't get it done. And I don't want to say that like, oh man, they're the worst thing in the world because they did that or whatever. What I'm saying is that like that is an issue that could be resolved with either staffing up or whatever. Like it's something that could have been resolved. Whereas Q&A I don't think was the issue. I actually think that the game was being released, period, no matter if it was done or not. Like, and I don't think that had anything to do with Q&A.
Okay, I was just wondering if you thought like the QA team went and like, look, we have all this shit that's fucked up, and the publisher went, nope, GTFO, it's coming out.
Right. Okay, so I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's basically how I look at it. Like, there's no way a Q&A team wouldn't see those issues. But, I mean, at least they did something that I haven't seen a company do in a while. Say something related to how they fucked up, like...
No. EA does it all the time.
Well, but EA is EA. We all know about EA.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw Ubisoft do that? Like, they haven't.
Yeah, but just because they're taking a page out of EA and Peter Molyneux's book of coming back and apologizing for all the missing stuff doesn't mean that they're any more sincere about it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm suddenly going to go buy their games or anything. I'm just saying that, like, I saw that and went, okay, slow clap. It's good.
All right.
And then there's actually one other piece of the news that I think needs to be talked about, which is actually related to Green Man Gaming and the CD Projekt Red. It's kind of blown up after last week in regards to them doing a major promotional sale, and then Projekt Red going, we didn't offer them keys or give them keys. There's kind of a kerfuffle about that. This is talking, of course, about the Witcher 3 pre-release keys that people could buy. And from what I understand, and of course I'm no expert on this, but as far as I can tell, Green Man Gaming is another one of the gray market sites where, like, you can kind of trade keys, correct? I mean, you guys have looked more into it than I have at this point, I think.
I don't know much about it other than that it's a content distribution platform.
So it's an actual platform then, not just a website?
So.
I believe it's closer to like what is it, GOG, or yeah. I don't know if it's necessarily a platform itself, but it's.
But you can't trade games back in, because that's one of the things I thought I saw on the front page, like really big, like trading games back and like stuff like that.
Not that
I'm
I'm
not sure. Maybe I just misread something.
Maybe.
But...
like I said, I really don't know that much about it, but...
Right, so I think you guys
so.
have done more research on the actual topic than I have, but I definitely wanted to bring it up because, I mean, making a big sale like that and then having the publisher go like, those keys cannot be legitimately gathered because we never offered them to you, it's kind of a big thing. So you guys were saying that you read something about, like, the distributor that gave it to them was actually they told who it was at this point. Like I said, more about it, so tell me
here's a fun story.
Yeah,
I went on to a fellow streamer's stream because that streamer is sponsored by Green Man Gaming, and I had just heard about it. So I thought, let's pop on his stream, ask him how he felt. And I believe my quote what I said went something, I know the beginning of it, I just don't know the middle part, but I for sure said, hey man, look, I'm not looking to stir the pot or anything. I know I said that part. And then I just said, like, I just wanted to know what was going on. If you knew anything about what's going on with Green Man Gaming, were you planning on keeping them as a sponsor, blah, 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 blah. He stops what he's doing and goes, okay, Bonsai. And this is a stream of like 4,000 or 5,000 people in here, and he sees that, and he's like, this motherfucker stops what he's doing, and he's like, look, Green Man Gaming has come out, they've named their distributor, and the Witcher developer has yet to come back on and comment on them naming the person they've bought it from. So the ball's in their court, and he's like, that's all I'm gonna say about it, and I'm speaking my piece there. And I was like, dude, mention not stirring the pot, not being a dick, was literally just asking for information.
Right.
Okay.
So who did they name as the distributor that gave
He didn't give out the name, and I didn't bother going and looking for it, but I figured the guy who's being sponsored, I'm sure they sent out an email to all the people that they sponsor, saying like, hey, we're sure you've heard about this, here's what we've done. So I don't know that they even gave him the name. I just know that they are claiming, at least to the people they're sponsoring, that they've present. I don't know if it was an immediate thing,
press release thing. They said that they.
It may have been. It may have been. I just know that this streamer had this information, and I would personally assume.
Okay.
If my company did something like this, I'm not naming my fucking company, but if my company did like this, we would reach out to the people of this nature and go, look, here's this. That's what we've done. Relax. Because that's what companies like this do. And I think Eduardo can probably attest to that, because he works for similar companies like I do. And
so
this is how these companies handle these things.
Let me read you what Green Man Gaming said.
Okay, so they did release something officially.
This is the statement.
Okay.
Getting it directly from PC Gamer, which I hate because they have, ads. Anyways, go on.
You're going on.
Green Man Gaming has an official contract with and has been approved retailer of CD Projekt SA CDPR production since 11 August 2011. Following a 6-month dialogue with CDPR about the launch of The Witcher 3, we were disappointed despite the offer of significant cash advances and other opportunities to officially work together. We even offered to fly to Poland to discuss in detail how we could and wanted to support this launch. CDPR chose not to engage with a number of significant, reputable, and successful retailers, including ourselves, as they insisted focus on supporting their own platform, GOG.
Oh, okay, so they're working with GOG. Got it.
Apparently. We at Green Man Gaming sincerely believe in getting games to gamers, offering them a range of buying options to suit their preferences. Okay, I'm going to start going verbatim because it's getting a little long-winded. We like millions of customers. Support their platform. To do this, we reached out to third-party retailers that were approved by CPDR to legitimately pass the keys. This means that at some point, revenue has been passed directly to CDPR. So they didn't state their.
So they didn't name the buyer, but they are saying that you approved this seller. So
that's the thing, Devin. Like if that seller was in, say, one of the countries that is in a sort of gaming slump, and they're trying to up the amount of games that are kind of going in for the development side of stuff, what developers often do is send keys out to literally other countries at lower prices, right? And so that's where my shadiness in this whole thing goes, because if then they buy keys at that location and then sell them with a markup or even at the same price, they're still making, the point is that they are then taking money and games from those countries and putting them somewhere else.
Okay, but one thing that they did say, hold on.
That's one of the reasons why this concerns me.
He goes, this means at some point the revenue has been passed directly onto CPR, and any additional discount on the title is absorbed by us, as we want as many people enjoying The Witcher 3 as possible. So they are stating that they are absorbing some of the cost on this.
And they also stated that they tried to sell it legitimately, and the company didn't want to play ball, so they did this. I'm just saying, they've covered their asses pretty well on this and gone, dude, we reached out, you said no, we went somewhere else. Don't bitch.
I completely understand where you're coming from, Steven.
I'm just saying there's a concern there that needs to be.
There is definitely a concern, but I don't think the concern is with Green Man Gaming. I think the concern is with whoever their distributor is. And this isn't something that necessarily they had any control over. They tried to do the legitimate thing. That didn't work because, the other people want to do their own platform.
Which is fine, but a company's got to be aggressive. And if this is the only way they can get the title to their customers, You have to.
So,
Right.
I mean, ultimately, it sounds like, just to give an example, you buy something on eBay and it just happened to be stolen, right? I don't think you should go to jail or you should be responsible for that if it was, in fact,
No, I mean, I
stolen, you
agree
return
there,
it
but-
and stuff, right?
I totally agree there in the sense that that makes sense, but at the same time you have to look at a situation like that if you're making those choices, knowing very well that something like that could be the case, it's a little different. Like if you keep doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This kind of stuff is the same thing with the G2A keys that were being revoked or whatever not long ago. It's the same thing. These are all these gray market sites. Where are they getting these keys that they can sell them at certain discounts on release days? Like, because I as a company, looking at a company, I really doubt that they're taking a 35% profit drop on every key they sell just to get the game.
Companies have done that tons before. Nintendo lost piles of money on the Wii consoles for years. Companies do stuff like this all the time.
The consoles aren't the sellers. The games always have been.
But so they're probably not making their money off the individual games, but off the ads that their site plays, or the subscription
Fair
fees,
enough.
or the whatever else. They can sell something at a loss.
It seems like it's a big thing for a released game, or for a game that's still being released. Like I don't know.
It's the same reason companies will do a buy one get one free, right? Like the point is
Right. No, I
to
understand
get you
how-
into the store and try to buy other things. So yeah, they may have made 35% less, but if someone else came in and bought another game where their markup is crazy, like let's say the game is worth $5 and they're doing $10, that's a 50% profit, and it just someone somewhere did the math and it could have worked out, right? I know because it happens a lot of times on sales deals, like the companies that we work for, software developers, where you're like, wait, they're paying how much? But then you start looking into it, like the partnerships and everything going around. So I could see how this could be legitimate, but I'm with you, Steve, where if this happens again, it's something we seriously need to look into the company.
Right.
But for now, I think it's a little too soon to...
Right. I mean, I'm not saying, oh, fuck Green Man Gaming, like, don't ever touch them. I'm just saying, like, this is a big red flag to me. That's all I'm saying. Like, I look at this and go, like, a lot of stuff are kind of, like, really close cluster to each other.
But at the same time, this is also a lot of news about The Witcher 3! Look at all the controversy!
Well, right, that too. I mean, the point being, there's a lot of things going on simultaneously, and it's just like, what's actually going on here? Again, red flags. I'm not saying that they're at anything in particular. There's something bigger there, and it's just, I feel it should be noted. It should be something people think about,
Fair enough.
All right. So the only bit of actual e-news that I had was the Kate Blanchett comment, and I will explain it.
Oh, we finally get an explanation?
Thank fuck,
Yes.
because I was
Sorry,
lost.
in the beginning, my
All right,
my
hold on.
audio,
Everybody just get real close. Gotta hear this.
my audio blew up. Anyways, so Kate Blanchett announced that during an interview that she has had relationships with females in the past, and for some reason there were like 4 or 5 updates on the news feeds about this, like the entertainment news. They're like, oh well, she talks about this, and then the interviewer was really surprised. Like within one news stream, 3 different headlines in one day about this, and I'm like, look, it's not a big deal. She went out with some girls, whatever. So that's where my comment spurred from. I figure if she's willing to make out with a girl, she'll make out with an uggo like me.
Well, you are Nuggo.
I was thinking you were making like some statement about your race for a second, but okay, that works too. I'll go. We'll go there first.
Yeah, why's it always got to be a race, man?
Mine?
Mainly because you're mostly you just became American like a week ago, so
Yes.
Seriously,
It's
you're like a
actually
baby
been a
American.
it's been literally a week.
Literally a week, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
high five.
I like the idea of Eduardo being a baby American.
You're
That
1
makes
week
you-
old, buddy. How's it going?
That makes you guys creepy. Y'all hanging out with a baby.
That's right. Sup, baby?
Yeah, baby.
All right, so the one thing I want to
Anyways.
talk about is going away from news because there's a lot to cover here. So for some reason, this next upcoming television season, it's going to be insane with shows being canceled, and the stuff that was renewed is kind of weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through via network and tell you the stuff that's been canceled, and stop me if it's something you care about, and we can kind of talk about it. It's a big list, so I didn't just want to go every single one. All right, these are the canceled. So CBS has canceled Battle Creek, The McCarthys, The Mentalist, The Millers, Reckless.
The Mentalist is getting canceled. That's kind of sad.
No, dude,
Yeah.
this list is kind of shocking.
Although I thought The Mentalist was a season that was a show that was finished at this point.
So basically these are shows that are not returning. Some of them are finished, like 2.5 Men is on this list,
Okay.
and they're finishing it.
Okay.
But The Mentalist, it's not being renewed. And
Well,
some
that
of them,
makes sense. 'Cause again, as far as I understand, it's supposed to end. So
yeah, but some of them got an ending because they weren't being renewed because they got told ahead of time.
Yeah.
So to finish off, Stalker and Unforgettable. That's CBS. All right.
Apparently, I don't watch CBS.
I barely watch TV, but
Saying.
So ABC, Christella,
Never heard of it.
and Manhattan Love Story, which I
Ah!
Devin really liked.
I did.
Resurrection's being canceled.
I haven't seen it.
Revenge, Selfie, which
I
actually was
liked
canceled earlier,
Selfie.
but they've just gone and said nope, not happening anymore. The Taste, which makes me sad because I really like that show. Devin, you've seen it with me.
Yeah, I saw it. It's not bad.
It was a decent show, right? And I really like. It's always entertaining. There's a French chef on there would lose his goddamn mind, and it's always fun to see a Frenchman losing his goddamn mind. All right,
Well done.
ABC Forever. I don't even know what that is. All right, Fox. Backstrom,
Fox.
which was actually kind of entertaining.
Backstrom?
Backstrom, yes. It was the guy who played Dwight in The Office. I really forget the actor's name, but he was playing a detective that just was kind of a gigantic a-hole. And, of course, remember, I like watching things that reminded me of me. But that show's not returning. The Following actually dipped. The Kevin Bacon vehicle.
Yeah, my dad was really into that for a minute, and I saw this list, and I was like, it turned around quick.
It looked like season 1 was fantastic, and season 2 just kind of gang-related. Glee ended because they were just doing poorly. They reworked the show in a weird way, and they lost all their audience.
Look,
And
the
then
show was always bad, and I'm glad it's dead.
And then when they tried to go back, it didn't happen. Grace Point, which makes me kind of sad because it was I believe David Tennant's new
right.
show.
That's too bad.
Not returning. Kitchen Nightmares, which I'm sad about. Because
No more
there
Amy's
were-
Baking Company.
I know there were a couple entertaining episodes. Mindy Project.
Never watched it.
I don't give a fuck. I don't think she's funny. Mulaney. Also
That was
not-
terrible.
It was awful. He was not funny.
No.
Like they had even Martin Short couldn't save that show.
Yeah, that show was terrible.
I don't think
Red
I've seen 90% of what you've said so far.
All right, Red Band Society and Utopia and Weird Loners. That's for Fox.
I liked Utopia. I was weirdly addicted to. Don't even ask. Even my girlfriend, who should be the one who's probably into that show, is just like, you're an idiot. Like, I weirdly loved that show.
Well,
And Weird Losers is really good too. I hate that that's getting canceled.
Weird Loners.
Loners, that's what it is. Well, I guess that's why it's getting canceled. But the show's really good.
The show was good. The only problem is there were 2 good characters on there, and it felt like the other 2 were just trying really hard for me. Like
I buy that.
the main 2, like the blonde girl and the tall dude.
Yeah, you like the pretty
It-
people.
Well, but the thing is, the other guys were just trying so to be weird and funny. I don't know. Maybe
It
it
didn't
was the
feel
writing.
organic.
Huh?
Didn't feel organic.
Yeah. So I get it. All right. That was Fox, NBC,
Fox.
A to Z, which
God damn it.
About a Boy,
I loved that one too. That show's adorable.
Allegiance,
Never saw it.
Bad Judge, which
Bad
also
Judge was
liked.
good too.
Constantine.
Ah!
Oh, that was
At least I heard of that one.
It was actually really well done. Well, not really well done, but it was well done.
Yeah, One Big Happy.
I love One Big Happy.
Dude, you're an NBC guy.
Apparently.
Parenthood,
I've seen Parenthood.
Parks and Rec ended.
Parks and Rec sucked.
Marry Me, and State of Affairs, which sadly was supposed to be Katherine Heigl's like comeback thing,
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
not being renewed. All right, now for the largest list, the CW,
CW.
the Messengers.
W.
That's it. That's all they canceled.
Well, because everything else they have is a fucking superhero show.
And it's apparently it's doing really well. All right, so those are the canceled shows. Let's talk about what's been renewed. And
No, that's not
I've
even
got
everything.
2 of them.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force was canceled, as was
I'm just doing the big major like TV networks.
So Aqua Teen
go
was
on.
canceled off of Adult Swim, as was Black Dynamite. Garfunkel and Oates was canceled from IFC,
Oh.
which sucks because Garfunkel and Oates was a fantastic show. There were a few others. Man, this is what he read is only most of the list. There are still tons. Like this season was a slaughtering field.
The major TV networks. Oh, and after this list was compiled, American Idol was also canceled.
My question
American Idol was canceled.
Is pretty basic. Why? Like, why would you cancel such a huge number of shows suddenly? Like,
here is why. Because everybody wants two things right now. Because it worked for Hollywood, and then Hollywood brought it to TV, and now TV wants it. They want franchises and running universes.
Continuity.
That's what everything is all about. They want. If you're going to do a rom-com, your rom-com needs to be How I Met Your Mother, or something nostalgic like a reboot or a sequel show like Girl Meets World or the Full House sequel. Like it's because they're starting to realize this is what sells, so we're redoing all of our shows because times have changed.
So
and now we're redoing it for what?
That I'm going to have zero reason to watch TV more so than I did before?
No, you're actually probably going to have more reason to watch TV
Yeah.
because the shows that are doing really well right now, Flash, Arrow, Gotham, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, it's nerd content.
All shows
Or
I
things,
watch?
or things like How I Met Your Mother with fucking Neil Patrick Harris. Like you have to look at what shows just did well, and with things like Manhattan Love Story A to Z, they were clearly trying to recapture that How I Met Your Mother feel. It didn't pan out, so you're gonna get a bunch more like that. For the actiony shows that are getting canceled, they've already announced they're replacing it with a bunch of comic book shows. Lucifer is getting a new show based off the Neil Gaiman books. Teen Titans are getting a show. Supergirl's getting a show, and these aren't all on the same channels that already have them. Teen Titans is going to be on TNT, which is I don't know why DC is the only one who's not trying to get a continuity if it's not on CW, because they have shows on CW, Fox, TNT, and I think there's a fourth one that's going to enter the ring pretty soon here too. I can't even keep track of what's going on with their shit. But
so I'm actually going to go over not in this cast, but a little bit closer to the fall, the new shows that we're bringing on, and then we can talk a little bit more about like the Supergirls and what they're doing with it and that.
Well, we'll probably have a lot of that at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Well,
so
but my point is, so the only reason why they're doing this is they want to cut out all this stuff so that they can put in a bunch of essentially the same stuff we've been seeing again.
So what they're taking is
sort of
what they're taking out is a lot of the shows that have been around for a while that have just started declining were being canceled, or if the show didn't immediately spark fucking wildfire, they were canceled. And it's
the competition was too big this year. You had too many like powerhouse shows show up, so now you have to retool, rethink, and get something that can rival the powerhouses.
Exactly.
American Idol died this year. That was your powerhouse. If that's dead, you need to redo your lineup.
Yeah. So here's what
television's weirdly complex, dude.
So CBS is renewing Two Broke Girls, which I've
never
watched.
seen it.
I've watched. It's a foul mouth girl. Teehee teehee. I mean, it's interesting.
But Kat
foul mouth
Dennings.
girl version, kind of. Yeah. It's got funny jokes in it, but I couldn't sit through more than like 2 episodes and just went, eh.
That's fair.
Blue Bloods, which I love that guy's motherfucking mustache. Look it up. You'll know what I'm talking about. Tom Selleck.
Oh, all right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right. The
Rocking some
Amazing
Selleck.
Race is coming back. Big Bang Theory, of course, is coming back.
I like that show. I don't give a fuck.
Big Brother's coming back. Criminal Minds is coming back, which I've always thought was a fantastic show. CSI Cyber is coming back, and actually, they're ending CSI, the original, and
that's
they're
probably good.
apparently going to incorporate some of those characters into CSI Cyber.
I don't think I can watch CSI Cyber because I work in IT, and they're going to talk about stuff, and I'm going to go, oh, Muffin, no.
Right. That's the worst thing about any of those fucking shows, and they start talking about the tech stuff.
CSI the other day, and it was like, oh, she took a picture, zoom in on her eye, enhance it, and we can see the reflection of what she was looking at in her eye, and I'm like, no.
That's
no. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care if you're adding, like, you literally have to make pixels out of thin air. These are existential pixels you are talking about. And why isn't science already doing this other things?
Random side, but along the same tracks. I was sitting at work the other day, and I hear my boss on the phone. So, of course, I can only hear his side of the conversation. But verbatim, the conversation went, no. That's not how an IP works.
It just reminds me of another show that I saw. It was like, we should trace the IP. Okay, it's 356.5.17.345.14. And I'm like,
Huh? Wait.
like,
What did you create? What have you done?
I'm sitting there just saying to myself, hold on, wait. You have an extra octave, and on top of that, you can't have over the. There's only.
Well, for
It's kind
something
of like
that,
the
like,
two in the binary stream,
even in movies, they're like, trace that IP. Oh, actually, it was Hardline that I was playing. And they were like, all right, we're going to trace this IP. And she puts in a little, like, USB with a little antenna. I'm like, that's a wireless network adapter. That can't do what you just said it does. Plus, you're, like, inside of a building. The likelihood that you can get cell reception in here, in a warehouse, nah, that's shit. You're not tracing nothing. That IP you got is you're lucky if that's the local IP. Go eat a dick. But anyways, all right. So, Elementary's being renewed by CBS.
Haven't seen it.
The Good Wife,
Haven't
which
seen it.
some people make a big deal about it. I don't know. NCIS is coming back. I have seen it. It's better than
No,
CSI.
believe me, I've seen all of these because my girlfriend loves fucking crime procedurals. When I am not around, right now, if I walk out there right now, there is a crime procedural on. I guarantee it.
NCIS
I almost
Los
watched it.
Angeles and NCIS New Orleans, which I thought wasn't doing that well, is being renewed.
Did they ever get rid of the, was it NCIS LA? The one with fucking
No.
Chris O'Donnell? That's still happening?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
still
that
going.
was horrible. They were like, we're in this covert building. Why? It was just everything they did. I just literally thought to myself, why?
So, Hawaii Five-0 is being renewed. Which
You like that one, huh?
I do. You know what? Honestly, because it's not procedural crime. It's, hey, the bad guy's over there. And then they punch him in the face. It's awesome. Like, at one point, the guy throws the dude into a shark cage and goes, throwing, like, fucking meat around him and goes, if you don't talk, we're just going to leave you here for a couple hours. And dude's flipping out in the water. I'm like, yeah, you leave him there for fucking couple hours. Sharks will make him talk. It's great.
I was talking to my girlfriend about this, and like these guys are cops, and they seem like pummeling the fuck out of people, and I'm like, really? They don't just get sued to fuck in every case?
right?
No, she's like, no, they have this special thing, and they're on this task force, blah blah. I'm like, so basically, they have diplomatic immunity.
They
And
do.
She's like,
it's called immunity
yes.
and means. That's what it's literally called that. The governor gave it to him.
diplomatic immunity.
Awesome. I'm telling you, like, the dude punches another, like, one of the internal affairs officers, and he goes, "You don't fuck with my team," and then walks away. I was like, "No, homie, that's not how real life works." But you punched that man.
That's your new goal, Eduardo. You need to get in shape and get back in the police force and get a job like that just so you can go around, like, walk into a Starbucks, walk behind the counter, pour some coffee. When they go, what are you doing? You go, diplomatic immunity. Drink your whole coffee in one go
Actually,
and throw the cup in his face.
I don't use it as often.
And then strut out like a fucking douchebag.
No,
You gotta
I
remember
don't
that
use
part.
it as often as people think I should. But I could just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm drinking the creamer. PTSD, bitch."
You really do need to use that more. I think you need more excuses to just, like, go to a restaurant, have a lovely meal, sweep everything off the table and scream, PTSD! PTSD! And run out without paying the check.
I don't know if I...
That's your right.
Remind me later after I'm done with the list to tell you a little story about a friend of mine who did something similar.
It's your right as a veteran.
Woo.
Right as a veteran to yell at people and run away.
All right,
Yes!
so still with CBS, Madam Secretary's renewed.
Never heard of
Mike and Molly,
seen
Mom,
it. Never seen
Undercover Boss,
That one's okay.
The Odd Couple,
Never seen it.
Person of Interest,
Never seen it.
Survivor, and Scorpion.
Never seen
Survivor.
it.
What?
Yeah,
Still?
apparently that shit's still going.
They haven't run out of places to survive?
Apparently not.
All right, whatever. So that's CBS. CBS and the next list, ABC, are the ones that are renewing the most shows. So that's interesting. ABC, America's Funniest Home Videos. I mean, come on.
That's really still on?
Yeah, it's been on forever. The
I thought they've
Bachelor-
just been repeats forever.
No. That's a whole new thing. But it's bringing YouTube to old people. That's all it is.
It
Like,
really is.
I don't need to watch AFV. I could just go on YouTube and
I have
get
the
exact
internet.
same. Yeah, exactly. The Bachelor, American Crime, Beyond the Tank, Blackish, which I still think is a racist name.
It is.
Castle, which I love. Dancing with the Stars, Fresh Off the Boat, which is surprisingly hilarious.
Fresh Off the Boat is fucking hysterical.
Dude, oh my god. Yeah, anyways, I'm glad it's renewed. The Goldbergs, funny bits.
I've seen it. It's funny.
Gallivant, which surprises me. It wasn't bad. Remember, I did a review on it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it'd really take off like that with people. Grey's Anatomy, which I thought was supposed to end. And then How to Get Away with Murder. Marvel's Agent Carter. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hey, two shows that I know.
Last Man Standing, The Middle, Modern Family, Nashville, Once Upon a Time, Secrets and Lies, and Shark Tank.
I knew Once Upon a Time as well. I knew that one too, guys.
All right. So Fox definitely canceled American Idol, but there were
Thank God.
Bob's Burgers, Bones, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Empire, Family Guy, which just needs to die.
It really does.
Agreed.
Gotham, Last Man on Earth, MasterChef, and MasterChef Junior, which my fiance absolutely loves. New Girl, which I kind of think needs to die too. And
No, they're getting rid of Coach again. It'll be fine. It's not that Coach wasn't funny. The show just got crowded with him.
Yeah. And then The Simpsons is back, which I thought it was done.
Yeah, I thought they were canceling it like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, so
It's done for a very long time, but I guess not.
I'm really unsure about that. I'll have to get back to you to be sure, but it's.
I think they just don't want to give up their Guinness Book.
Yeah, and then Sleepy Hollow is coming back. NBC, The Blacklist, which is fantastic. Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. I don't know if they cross over, but whatever. Grimm, Law and Order SVU.
Grimm is really still on?
I
Yeah.
didn't know that one's on too.
Wow.
The Mysteries of Laura, which I have no idea. It sounds like a Birds of
Porno.
the Beast show. Yeah. The Night Shift and Undateable.
Why do I feel like The Night Shift is not made by Stephen King?
Because it isn't. Because his is Night Shift, not The Night Shift.
That sounds stupid.
All right. CW, The 100.
Yeah, I actually need to catch up. Honestly, I don't hate that show. It's a little melodramatic, but it's CW, so if you're going to watch a show on there and expect there to not be melodrama, have a lobotomy.
Teenagers.
Yeah, no, it is. But when you can, if you're reading a comic during it and only looking up during parts where they're not crying about things, it's actually not a bad show.
So, Arrow.
Which is a
back.
really bad show, because there's no
no.
moment where he's
Reserve-
not crying about things.
Reserve judgment. The next show being renewed is Beauty and the Beast, which I
That's
thought
a
had died.
show?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
it's-
a movie.
So quick premise.
Wait, did we see this at Comic-Con? This is the one where he has, like, scars and he's
Yeah.
ugly.
We saw it at Comic-Con, and I did a review of it on here, too.
Right.
It's got the actress Kristen Crook. She played Lana Lane in Smallville.
Yes.
She is
I remember
uber
this
hot.
now.
But yeah, the guy
I
is
do
like...
remember this now too, actually.
He's a mutant experiment, just to remind you. He is. The fucking, the government worked on him.
We were trying to make an X-Men, and instead we made a Disney movie.
No,
Right?
It honestly, it looks like we were trying to make an X-Men, and we made a wolf, but he's hot and he's sexy, raw. No, yeah. So,
But he is flawed.
so, anyways, Beauty and the Beast is being renewed. The Flash is being renewed.
Which he doesn't sit around crying. He's even got a crush girl that he can't get. And you know what he does? He bucks the fuck up.
iZombie's getting renewed.
Also love it.
Jane the Virgin is getting renewed.
No idea what that is.
Sounds like another porno.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had something to do with her being pregnant and not having. I don't know. I just don't know. All right, The Originals is being renewed, which is a spinoff of The Vampire Diaries, which is also being renewed.
Oh,
Supernat-
get fucked.
Supernatural.
God, I've seen like 8
dude.
minutes of that show while my girlfriend was watching
Supernatural
it.
is still going.
Supernatural
Oh!
sucks. Dear fuck, I
that-
couldn't make it through the first season of that piece of shit.
Okay, I love that show, but it has been going on for I think 5 seasons longer than it needs to.
So
The
actually,
guy
Yeah,
wrote
those
a
guys are like
beginning, a middle, and an
40
end.
now.
yeah.
And then
They-
they
wait.
just couldn't let him have that.
What's up, Devin? What'd you say?
They've got to be like 40 now.
Yeah. So the interesting part is that there is a point where it was supposed to end.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a 5-season show.
it was so popular that they were like, you need to come back. You just shut up. Here's the camera. Dance, monkey dance. Do I have to? You know.
I like that you immediately go for nipple pinching while removing your shirt.
I will admit that this last season that I watched was actually pretty decent because I watched past that 5th season thing, but like that just feels like a show that just I can't see it getting any better.
Oh yeah.
It
but
didn't start off very good, so it's not getting any worse.
actually.
It's a good show, but not
When
your
it
style.
came-
I get it.
Really not.
When it came out, it filled
It
a
feels.
void. It
Oh,
filled
it filled. Oh, okay, okay.
a void where like it was X-Filey enough to like Monster of the Week kind of deal where I was like, yeah. But the one thing is like they started upping the stakes so much that I was like, you can't get any higher than this, man. It's like the Spawn comic book. Eventually, you were like, you already beat up God. What are you gonna do next? You know. So
Kinda, yeah.
that's where I felt supernatural.
That's where
about.
they're at with Dragon Ball Z. They're literally fighting like gods now, and you're like,
You know, there's a show that
you guys
did that,
done?
right?
No,
There's a show that did something like that, right? It's called Gurren Lagann. They went through fucking galaxies and shit at each other, and then it was over.
well,
And it was actually over.
Dragon Ball Z's coming back with a new show,
Fucking kidding me? Seriously?
and it's a continuation from
What?
the movie they just did, where they just finished beating up the gods. So now this is after they've become gods.
Wait, hold on. Is this like it's like Goku faces off Gojira?
It's just Goku punching the fuck out of Mothra.
On this episode of
I'd-
Dragon Ball
I'd-
Z,
I'd watch
a
it.
dinosaur.
Well, to be fair, most of them was like on this episode of Dragon Ball Z, Wah! Wah! Ah! For like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it was.
And then finally you got
Actually,
for an
the best
entire
one,
episode.
the best one is where they spend 4 episodes powering up the Spirit Bomb, and then finally they hit Frieza with it, and that you're right, it takes like a full episode of them hitting him, and then the next episode he gets up and he's like, that didn't work, and you're like, it was like a half a season.
Yeah.
Oh, that show,
And
that
you know, they're
fucking
like,
show.
we're gathering the Dragon Balls. You can make one wish. And they always wish, like, bring this dude back instead of, like, bring him back and make him immortal so we don't have to do this shit again.
Hey, get rid of all those evil people. Make them stop. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dragon.
All right, so Supernatural and Reign is CW. One thing, Netflix is renewing the Invincible Amy Schmidt. I think that's
The
what it is.
unbeatable or the
Unbeatable.
unbreakable Kimmy
Unbreakable.
Schmidt, and the
Schmidt.
show is fucking hysterical.
Well, anyways, they're continuing that.
Good.
Actually, this list didn't name any others from Netflix, but I imagine there's a few more that are maybe they're not on the list because they're in production and not necessarily renewed. But
Well,
yeah.
the only 2 new shows that I know for sure they did were Daredevil and Kimmy Schmidt, and Daredevil was already announced for a 2nd season, so I think Kimmy
thought-
Schmidt was the only other one to announce.
I thought House of Cards.
That's not
Oh.
new.
No, I didn't say new show, but these are just shows being renewed.
Has it done its newest season yet? I don't think it's done its season since last time it was renewed.
Okay.
I
They're
think we're
on
still
that-
just
they're
like
on
Orange is
their-
the New Black. It hasn't done its new season since being renewed.
Yeah, they're on their own kind of schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah. So other than
No,
that,
that's great news. If you guys haven't seen The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, seriously, that show had me rolling at points. Oh my god. It's written by Tina Fey, so if you liked 30 Rock, you'll like this. But if you didn't like 30 Rock, remember that this doesn't have Tracy Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I hate that dude.
Yeah.
So that is shows being renewed. huge lineup change. Strangely, some shows stayed. Like, honestly, I thought NCIS New Orleans was gonna go. I thought we were done with the whole reality thing, so I thought The Bachelor was gonna go. So yeah, I'm not sure. The one thing, it's going on right now, so maybe that's why Fox didn't say anything about it. But I don't know if Hell's Kitchen, it wasn't on any of these lists. It wasn't canceled, wasn't going to have another show.
Maybe we all just assumed it's coming back. Otherwise, Ramsey would yell at people.
Yeah, well, his Kitchen Nightmare show's getting...
Wait, hold on. Wouldn't he yell at people anyways?
Well,
maybe.
Okay.
All right. So, now that I'm done with the list, the story I got to tell you about, that whole, like, you know, diplomatic immunity.
Okay. Hit me with
Okay,
it.
so we got story time with Eddie.
Everybody getting close.
Story time. All right. So I got a buddy who when he came back from Iraq, he was...
You got a buddy?
He got injured because of a really stupid decision that an officer had made.
Well, that
So
sucks, man.
after they came back, they had like one of those like family days and raise money for you know like events for the soldiers and stuff. And they had a pie throwing contest at the officers.
Pie's really good, man. I like
So
that.
the guy...
Typically, it's not really pie. It's
No,
just
like
a pie tin.
like
for
the guy's got
people.
like prosthetic leg and stuff like that.
Thank you for the correction.
Anyways, he gets the pie, goes right up to the officer, drops it, and punches him in the face, and just yells PTSD, PTSD, and hobbles away.
That's really intense, dude. I can't believe he would do that.
No,
Wow.
on a serious note, though,
No, seriously.
he was murdered, right? You can't do that.
But
That's
like
not how life works, guys.
everybody in the unit knew what had happened, so they were all just like, we didn't see nothing.
Nice.
That's fucking brotherhood right there, dude.
But yeah, like everybody knew it was this officer's fault that he got. It wasn't my unit, right? Like I wasn't in that unit. It was
Yeah.
my buddy's unit.
This is your buddy's unit. Got it.
Yeah, not that.
They had
kind of
some
unit.
serious times in Nam.
Not the Navy, buddy. But wow. I don't know that. Sorry, that side of me usually doesn't come out on camera. But
Don't
yeah.
let anything come out on camera. We are not getting banned from Twitch.
So, anyways, that's like the story you were telling, where he actually did use the PTSD.
See, it works.
To get
As long
away
as
with
everybody's
it.
got your back.
You know, that actually reminds me of a story very similar.
Story
ways, but not
time
because-
is
not
my
because of
favorite
PTSD.
time.
But there's a guy that I used to know or whatever who
Someone
they were in like
no.
exactly. They were in like a bigger city than where I live now, and so they were like kind of going down the street, and you know, this is like a McDonald's every other fucking corner. And he looks at his buddy of mine. He goes, "You want to see something funny, or want to see something cool?" And he's like, "Okay." So he walks in to the McDonald's.
Oh, this is my favorite story in the world. I know exactly what you're telling. This is the best story ever.
Before, but go on.
I don't know if I told it on air, but I know I've told it to you guys before. But anyways, so he walks in to the McDonald's and he goes, I'd like a McFlurry, please. And can we put some bacon bits in there? And like the guy behind the counter is like, that's kind of a weird request. Like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, no, I really just want a bacon bit McFlurry.
Which
And the guy's
actually, now that I've had so many bacon flavored sweets, that's probably delicious.
Probably. Point is, the guy's like, all right. So he makes it for him, and they're walking down the street, and his buddy's like, okay, that was whatever. Walking down the street, they come to the next McDonald's, and he walks in, and he starts yelling like, some fucker put bacon bits in my McFlurry, and he chucks it across the counter at the guy behind the counter, and goes like, I demand a refund, like it freaks the fuck out. And the manager comes out, and they start talking like in more hushed tones or whatever. He ends up getting a car that was worth like some number of free McFlurries for like a huge period of time, and so they walk into the next place and they now have McFlurries. Like, so he just got a bunch of fucking free McFlurries, and I just love it because like if you just walk in like that out of fucking nowhere and freak the fuck out, who's gonna say no to that? You know, when you're
Seriously.
an irate customer and like you actually because you just threw a McFlurry that has bacon bits in it. It's like you're lying or anything. Just about the part where you got it, but I love that story so much. It kind of reminds me because it's kind of like a punch to the face, but with a McFlurry,
Yeah.
That's magical.
right?
I love
I've
that
heard that
story.
story a couple of times, and yeah, that is a magic story. Every time I'm like, I wish it's a real story. I wish it's a real
Yeah,
story.
again, it was not I was not there firsthand, so I can't say for certain, but I'm gonna believe it to be true because a story like that should just be true.
Every once in a while, a story like that definitely needs to be true. But yeah, so anyways, that was my story time, and that's the lineup for the, well, not the lineup, but that's the renewed and canceled shows for the fall for the major networks of like TV, not cable and all that. They have their own kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, I don't do enough TV to have really any a say one or like any opinion one or the other than the fact that like I'm curious why, and you guys told me why. So I guess it's cool.
I most of those shows I catch on Hulu at my own discretion. I really don't watch network TV anymore because I don't really have network
Honestly,
TV.
I don't even do that. Like, it gets filtered to me over like long periods of time. Usually, I don't watch a show that's new until like new for me until it's like 3-4 years old. Like, that's the only reason why I knew The Mentalist. Like, it was like a show that a buddy of mine showed me, and I'm like, okay, this show's kind of cool. I like this, and I watched a bunch of it, got caught up. I haven't seen it in over a year, and like that's because I don't watch TV. I don't have the fucking time.
I consume all forms of media en masse.
Yeah, I mean, I want to, but I don't have the fucking time. Like,
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, if I have one day to watch either TV or whatever, I'm probably going to watch esports before I watch a TV show. More into that. So
You
Fair
can
enough.
watch both simultaneously.
You could.
I can, but I don't, because I usually do something else simultaneously, like play a game and zone the fuck out.
You need a third monitor.
I don't think that would really help.
Esports,
you don't know that it wouldn't?
TV.
Anyways, guys,
what you're doing.
Do we have anything else we wanted to throw out today? Getting to that time soon.
I think that's about it. Would
All
you
right,
like
so
to
I
whore
think
us
that
out,
for
buddy?
this one, Devin needs to continue to mime the entire time. All right, guys. So if you want to contact us, we appreciate the idea of you giving us feedback. Tell us we suck. Tell us you love us. Whatever the fuck you want. To do that, you can check us out on our website, which is 5dpodcast.com. You can email us at 5d@5dpodcast.com. You can also hit us up on 5D Podcast. We're on YouTube as 5D Podcast and on Twitch as 5D Podcast. Again, if you want to watch the live show while we record 7 o'clock Wednesdays, that's Pacific Standard
I
Time.
can't make my face smush.
And then, it's too bad. You should. And not only that, but we also have Twitter IDs. That's 5D_podcast for the main Twitter. I'm Figbird4885, and hopefully one day soon we'll have Tyler back. He is Cosplay Fiend. I should also note that all of the times I said 5 in that entire section, they're the number 5, not the word 5.
5.
5! Also, we're on iTunes.
Cinco.
If you'd rate us and like give us a 0 to 5 rating or whatever it is, whatever.
5.
I prefer a 5 for 5D, but
I would show the 5 tattoo on my chest, but I'm pretty sure we'd get in trouble.
yeah, because you'd be taking your shirt off, and that's
No, I'd pull it down. It's high enough, but I
you'd
still
still be showing
don't.
some
Yeah,
boob.
I don't think. No, you would only see this much. There's no boob, but I'm still not gonna do it because we would probably get in trouble.
But I'm still not gonna, and you can't make me.
I'm saying it's right here. There's no boob, but
There's no boob.
there's no boob.
Well, nonetheless, guys, thank you.
I
all
mean,
for
there
coming to
is
the podcast.
boob. There's just
Right, I know what you meant. I got it.
there
I
would
got it.
be no boob.
I get it, man. I get it. I have the same problem.
Boob.
Boobs.
With an EW. Boobs.
But thank you all for stopping in. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And look forward to hearing anything back from you guys. And we'll be back next week. See ya.
Boobs.
Bye.
Bye.